All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time, and we have already got a hype train started. I don't even know how that happened, y'all. Oh my gosh, we're coming in raring to go. Thank you so much for whatever started this, because quite honestly, I need to scroll upward to see what the flying fork just happened here. All right, it looks like we have got Terry, who came in raiding with a party of 5. I think I saw Shock hanging out here before Terry came in, but I might be lying, and I've got a banner in the way, so I cannot see for certain. But it looks like Terry came in with 5 viewers. Super stoked. Michi Mama, though, she came in, I believe, on her own. Let's see here. Terry in Scotland subscribed for 38 months in a row. That is insane to think about how long we have been hanging out. Mariana, good to see you here. You're on the YouTube side. That makes me say that we've got both YouTube and Twitch able to communicate with each other, which is beautiful. Mama Sean also on the YouTube side. And then Rick, 40 months. Oh, dude, that's so crazy. Thank you so much, by the way. Level 1 completed hype train. Whoop, whoop. E-Music here. Perfect. Good to see you. Michi Mama also here, although I might have said hi to Michi Mama already. I'm not quite sure. DJ Smoot came in without the raid, though. And let's see here. Darlene might be outside. I'll see Darlene later, I'll bet. And Bainy Bo making a cup of tea. Perfect time to make a cup of tea, Bainy, because we haven't really done much of nothing yet except for say hello to everybody. And I wasn't even done with the list, so you came in perfect time. Whoa, oh wait, we're on a level 2 hype train? I thought we were, oh, you guys, oh my God. All right, thank you so much. And let's see here. Oh, Terry in Scotland came in with 1,000 biddies. All right. Oh, and Michi Mama, you did come in with Terry. Fan-flippin-tastic. And I'm curious as to what Terry's been playing these days, because Terry is all over the place with his games. He loves farming, he loves driving, he loves sailing, he loves pirating, and I'm sure he loves doing other stuff too these days that I don't even know about. Some about Raiders of Lost Arks. He's got all sorts of games going on, which is awesome. And so, all right, yes, boom, boom, Mariana over on the Twitch side now. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland, Puzzy Cat saying hello. Hey, Puzzy Cat, I saw Leo last night. He's looking good as usual. Came in, ate a little bit, hung out for a smidge, and then decided it was time to go back outside. So there you go. Darlene, not outside. She's on the phone with family. Definitely higher priority than here. Eventually, she will probably make it here, but that's okay, because real life takes priority over internet world. All right, cool. So we've got a hype train going on right now, which I'm super thankful for, but we're going to get the party started, and then let's find out, huh? Alrighty, that cat staring into your soul, telling you that you need to see an optometrist. Actually, that's not true. I don't know why Terry told Michi Mama that. I do know, though, I need to see an optometrist. My stupid cataract is getting worse, and it's making things very difficult to see at night. But that's not what we're here for. We're not here to complain about my eyes. We are here to say hello to Thomas the Turtle, though. And it looks like 31 months of subscribing in a row. Super flippin' awesome. Thank you so much. And we are at level 2 hype train still. That's craziness. All right, so for those of you who were not here, or actually no one was here last night, but for those of you who went to Twitch map statter side to catch the cinema on Saturday, it was a little bit short because it was just Andy Bumatai's All in the Ohana. And why did I show All in the Ohana, even though it's technically not a movie? Because you see, I am in full-on denial. And for those of you who don't know, Andy Bumatai has basically put a halt to the Daily Pigeon Live, except for some rare, sporadic pop-up shows that may or may not happen anytime in the near future. I personally am refusing to believe this, but even though I know, I believe it, okay? I know he's not lying. I believe it. But I just have not accepted it into my heart yet, okay? I have not accepted it into my heart. So I had to have one more day of Andy Bumatai, and that was all in the Ohana. So just so you guys know, A, Andy's taking a break, and B, I'm heartbroken. I mean, I really am. And if you saw me last night, I was crying. So I'm like totally being silly, so I'm not like, because that's kind of actually what I want to do. Yeah, exactly, eMusic. You've been watching your reruns of the live stream from 2021. Reminds me of a good time in your life. Yeah, exactly. Back in the day. And so, let's see here. Thomas the Turtle, thank you so much for those 400 biddies. I didn't mean to overlook that. I was just going on about my my 5 stages of grief and where I'm still at. And I am in denial right now. That's all. Yes, exactly. So you be in denial. That is precisely it. I am in denial. I have not reached acceptance. I have not had anger. I've not had bargaining. I've not had all these things. I've just had denial. Actually, no, that's not true. I have reached bargaining. I've got the bargain. I'm like, but what if we just do one more show? Okay, first off, Shock just asked, do I have an In Denial patchlet? And I do have an In Denial patchlet, actually. So it is perfect that I'm still in denial. But I'm not just in denial, actually. I have reached the bargaining phase. My bargaining phase at this point is, well, can we at least do one show on the anniversary of when he started? Like, at least one show on like April 30th or March 30th or whenever he started. I think it was March 30th. Rick says April. We can figure that out. So I'm in bargaining right now. I have not brought my bargaining to the bargaining table because I don't think the bargaining table is open for bargaining. But now I guess I am a little bit in the bargaining. But what if we just can't we do? But that's bargaining, I guess. So I'm a little bit past denial and in the bargaining phase, but that's about as far as I've gotten. And it sounds like some of us are also in the bargaining phase. I'm guessing Andy will do some random pop-ups, says Rick. And and so I like to think that I'm not the only one in that denial phase. And exactly, I am apparently streaming from Egypt, Terry. That is precisely. And Thomas puts it best. The pigeon is grounded. Bummers. That is exactly it. The pigeon is grounded. And let's see here. But Picola T coming in with words of wisdom that we really should all, I'm looking in my direction, remember, which is don't be sad. Just be glad that we found each other. We wouldn't be here without Andy, and we are grateful, which is very true. Very, very true. Let's see here. And Mama Sean, I agree. He really seemed to enjoy that last stream, so I'm not sure he can totally stay away. And honestly, Mama Sean, I'm going to drop him a quick note and saying exactly that, because this is what I can say. And obviously, I don't mean this in the sense of like, do this once a month, blah, 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 blah. All right, there you go, Mariana. What's that saying? Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Can't I do both? Yeah, exactly. That is exactly me right now. Can't I do both? But Andy does have a hard time saying goodbye, and I hope that works for us. But what I am going to do is drop him a quick note to just say, to hold. All right, let's go back. For those of us who were with Andy on his last stream, he mentioned that right before the stream and prior to the stream, I'm going to assume the mood before he started the stream was a little bit maudlin, a little bit sad, or a lot, as it were, because he was looking at what was going on in California, and he really was feeling down in the dumps. But then coming online to visit with us brightened his mood. He, I believe, even used that term, that his mood was brightened since he started. He was really glad that he did the stream today because he's in a better mood now. And I want him to remember that, and I want him to grab onto that, and I want him to utilize that outlet when he needs it. And I say this as someone who, quite honestly, like, there are more streams than not that are almost canceled at the last minute because I'm just not in the mood. I'm in a bad mood. I'm just in a bad mood, and I just don't have the time. Don't care. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Blah, blah, blah. And you know what? I do it anyway. And inevitably, every single time where I was on the verge of canceling because I was in such a bad mood, by the end of the stream, I'm not in that bad mood anymore because it is a form of socialization. And Andy does isolate a little bit in his little tech world. I think we all can isolate a little bit in our tech world. And so I want him to remember that reaching out to his Hamajang gang can make him feel better, because I know that when I reach out to the Statterbox crew and people are there and they're all waiting to chatter with everybody, it just, and then the chat talks about, I don't know, what makes maraschino cherries red instead of green, it makes me giggle. And so, you know, I just want him to remember that and utilize his stream for mood elevation purposes. And let's see here. So, I hope he'll be seeing all the posts in the Daily Vision Facebook group from all of us. Yeah, I hope so too. And eMusic, yes, all of us were in denial. DJ Smoke, all of us were in denial. His final sign-off to his first ever online show was rough. Oh, I bet you were all in denial. And then eventually he came back a long time later, though. But yeah. So, I mean, he's gonna be around. He's not dead yet, for goodness sake. And it sounds like he's coming to the continental United States in California and perhaps even Las Vegas. The Vegas part I might be totally making up, but it sounds like the California part is probably gonna happen. So there is a chance to actually see him again in the live. And let's see here, Andre. Hey, Andre, good to see you. Andre's saying, you know, I've been glad that it lasted this long. He tried to get away, but he came back, so who knows? I always thought it was going to end way sooner than it did. You know, Andre, you really bring up a good point. I mean, we kind of are a little bit spoiled with how long this particular community has been able to sustain itself. And Andre, again, that the magic, his magic, the stream, it brought us all out of a deep hole in lockdown, and we came together, and it definitely brought us all back up. For sure, dude. That is exactly it. And Terry in Scotland and Andre, you guys are so sweet. Yeah, we'll always have a soapbox here for you, Molly. Well, you know, for better or for worse, that was the first emoji, I think, or emote that I had on Twitch. So yeah, my soapbox is definitely gonna be part of my repertoire. And exactly, Darlene, you have a denial patch too. I might have to pull it out. Yeah, I need to remember where it's in my desk drawer, but where is the question right here? And Pacola T, I'm thrilled for him that he's getting back on stage too. Absolutely. And let's see here. Yeah, Andre, I heard Hayward and Sacramento as well. And I'll tell you what, if he means Sacramento proper, like Sacramento proper, not out in the boonies, but like Sacramento proper, just like he played before, I want to go. Oddly enough, I never thought I would say this, and I think I've already said it before, but I'm going to say it again. This never occurred to me that I would ever say these words, but I kind of want to go to Sacramento again. Sacramento is a fun town. What? Since when is Sacramento a destination? Well, that's exactly what I thought, actually, when I first got there. I was like, this is a destination for people? dude, it's a destination. I want to go there again. And I don't know where Hayward is, but I'll go to Hayward too. I don't know. Where is Hayward? Where's Hayward? I mean, I know, you'd think I'd know, right? Like, it on a map, right? But where's Hayward? And let's see here. Yes, Picola T, exactly. Picola T. Remember how in earlier streams, Andy used to say that stand-up was over for him because of the Rona? Yep, well, look at him now. This is a total success for Andy. Precisely. I am totally, yeah. And let's see here. Thomas, lockdown would have sucked without the Daily Pigeon. I made a homemade stand-up desk with 3 monitors and used to dance along with music videos. It was good fun. Oh, that is awesome. Thomas, I can't even imagine what lockdown would have been like without the Daily Pigeon. And I also know that, I wouldn't, the person that I would have been after lockdown is a very different person than who I am now. Because of Andy and the Daily Pigeon Live. Without a doubt. And, so eMusic, Bay Area is Hayward, Hayward's in the Bay Area. Okay, all right. And yes, exactly, Terry in Scotland, Sacramento is the cool town, especially Old Sacramento around the capital. Old Sacramento is where I had the biggest blast. Literally and figuratively, but we're not going to get into the literally part. And Bainy Bo bragging about going to Nando's today. Nando's, of course, if you remember correctly, we talked about it many months ago. It's a casual dining chain that is known for its peri-peri chicken. And we've got a couple of them in the United States, but not that many. However, across the world, they are very, very popular. And let's see here. And Bainy bragging that at the Nando's, they have a chocolate lava cake, and he got to have some tonight. And that kind of makes my belly hungry. And Mariana, exactly, his streams got you through lots and lots of boring homework sessions. Having the music in the background, it made it go by so much easier. No doubt about it. I totally agree. Obviously not homework, but having the music in the background, having the chat in the background, you feel like you're not alone, but yet at the same time, it's not so distracting. Like if you're in the middle of a coffee shop trying to do that homework. Last night, in fact, I spent 2 documentaries worth, so 4 hours worth of the history of country music by Ken Burns. I was doing some major work for a client with this L&I audit we've got going on. And having that little show in the background made my focus so much better. And exactly, DJ Smook signing up. Yes, the Andy Boomatitan Show, Take 2, aka the Daily Pigeon Live, kept me sane big time during the Rona period. Absolutely. And Thomas the Turtle, you've been too old for the Sacramento cool nightlife. Well, actually, Thomas, I don't know if that's true. And I appreciate what you mean by feeling too old. But I actually went out from 4 p.m. and I was back at my hotel by 10 p.m. So I would hardly say it was a late night in Old Sacktown. It was quite literally a very early night. 4 p.m. just 10 p.m. was, woohoo. But I still had an amazing time. It was super, super awesome. And let's see here. Hold on, what did I recall when Old Sac was being built? eMusic, I'm gonna assume you mean the touristy part of it, not the actual. Oh, that's so cute. That is so cute. And Darlene, though, you are right. You are right. We should be very thankful, and you are thankful that you can go back and replay the Daily Pigeon streams with the music and videos. Totally. Okay, so Shock coming back. The first live show available on Andy's was 29th of April. There was probably one before that, which didn't get saved. Okay, cool. So there we go. The 29th of April. My bargaining is on the table. On the 29th of April, 2025, can we have an anniversary show? That's all. That's all. And let's see here. You met so many friends from Andy's show, like Darlene and Molly and Shock and so many more. And some of them you've had the privilege of meeting in real life. Yeah, and you've even come up and visited and gotten some fantastic sweet and sour sauce because of Andy Bumatai. And let's see here. Cola T, not only did Daily Pigeon keep me out of the dumps, not only did I make new friends, I also learned so much stuff like streaming and chatting. Twitch, new virtual world opened up for me. You know what, Cola T, that brings up a great point too. Even beyond, like, obviously my life-changing moment with Andy was when I started to stream and learning all that. But even before that, learning how to do Twitch was a whole new world for me. I had never really even thought that Twitch was anything other than video gamers. And I just, I don't know. I just, he really did open up a whole new world. And do not tell him that you're the one that gave you the date. I won't. Of course it isn't. Of course it's not gonna not. Remember, Shock, this isn't Map Statter. This is Mad Statter. So we're still in public. Hey, Option, good to see you. Exactly. Those dang darn video gamers. Silly video gamers. And let's see here. And Picola T, I only thought Twitch was an uncontrollable tick. And Rick, never heard of Twitch before, Andy. Right, and now look at you. You're modding with the swords and you're emoting with the emotes and everything, dude. Twitch totally seems crazy when you start it. And then you sort of get to liking the interface instead of the boring YouTube one. And Michi Mama, I don't think that you don't know how to use Twitch. I think that your building has your building, it just doesn't allow Twitch in. Your building just does not allow Twitch to come in. Your tech is, it's not you. There's a Twitch force field around your building that's like, no Twitch here. We don't want the Twitchies. We hear Twitch is bad. It's a tick. But no, it's good. And right, Picola T, another one, never heard of Discord either before Daily Pigeon. Yeah, precisely. So even people who aren't streamers, who didn't start streaming because of Andy, still tons of us have learned, because listen, man, this 85-year-old guy, yeah, I know he's not 85, I don't remember how old he is, what, 70, I think, 71, 70, we're gonna say 70-year-old dude knows more about modern tech than some of my 30-year-old friends. And so yeah, he is totally a teacher of so many things. And let's see here. And Shock pointing out that, yeah, you guys should look at the Discord more often. All kinds of cool stuff goes on there. And that is true. I don't spend a whole lot of time on Discord anymore, but between the puzzles, the pictures, the music, and the recipes, there's always a new conversation going on the Daily Pigeon Live Twitch. And so I do hope that y'all who haven't interfaced with the Discord, excuse me, I said Twitch, I meant Discord, the Daily Pigeon Discord, if you guys haven't interfaced with it that much or yet, I really encourage you to check it out. And let's see here. Okay, Shock, he's 71. So even my ageist point is even more pointed. That's right, it is ageist, I know, but it's not, is it? I mean, not a whole lot of 71-year-olds can say that they're more tech savvy than a 35-year-old, but Andy Bumatai actually can. And so, and Shock pointing out, Discord is really good. You can have voice and video calls with your friends. Exactly. And as Rick pointed out, Andy survived the 60s twice. That is it. Andy pointing out, we've got Shock pointing out, we got Andy, we got Molly, we got Photo Luke, we got Terry Discords where things happen. That is true. We do have all of those Discords, and things do happen. Not as much on mine. I try to pay attention, but I admit mine is probably, mine is the lamest Discord of them all. So like, if you want to like go do not a lot, go hang out on mine. But if you want to like go do stuff, go hang out on Terry or Photo Luke or Andy Bumatai. And Andre pointing out, plus Andy and his videos of Oahu, maybe want to look at the island again from a bad experience in Honolulu. Makes me want to go and see all those places in the videos. Yeah, well, I mean, seriously, Honolulu is, it's hardly Oahu. I mean, it's the majority of Oahu in population sense, but yeah, Oahu is definitely not, meant to be, Honolulu is just, it's not a picture of the whole island. That is for certain. And let's see here. Oh, you met Lance as well, eMusic. Good. Yep, there you go. And let's see here. Andre just gifted a sub. Thank you so much for that gift sub to Mariana. And sorry, my brain is broken because I'm trying to read things and talk at the same time, and that doesn't work. And that is true. I think Shock points something out. I think all of the Discords have pet pictures because everybody loves the pet pictures. And I need to appoint a moderator to put stuff on my Discord for you. Well, Shock, you're more than welcome, but you already do so much. Shock is just the little background elf, the background squirrel, the background person who makes everything work. And let's see here. Andre, thank you so much for those 400 biddies. Super sweet, super sweet. Totally appreciate for that. And all right, so there you have it, Rabbit. I guess that's what we're gonna oh, that's right. Lance Morimoto delivered the leis. I forgot about that. And the pies. That's right. And it was, no, eMusic, it wasn't the 1 year show. It was the 100 days show, I think, wasn't it? I think it was 100 days in a row. And we got him all those leis. And I have to tell you guys. Okay, so this was me channeling my mom. I can't remember who it was. Was it? I feel like it was Howley Boy Brandon or something that kickstarted the lei drive, but he ended up somebody ended up fundraising like $800. All of us chipped in money for leis, and I think we had like $800 to spend on leis. Like, it was a good chunk of money, and the reason why I know we had that much money is because Brandon Howley Boy was like, I have no idea what leis we should get. And so I was like, well, I think we should at least get this, and this, because these are some basics. I know that he likes the yellow plumeria. These are some masculine ones, blah, blah, blah. And when I said that we should get a few, he's like, oh, good, you have a better idea of what we should get. Here, you order them all. So I was the one who got to order all those flippin' leis, you guys. I got to pick all the leis. I got to pick which... It was so much fun, you guys. It was so much fun shopping for all of those leis. And then when Andy coincidentally happened to be wearing a black tank top or a black turtleneck that day, I mean, good Lord, he couldn't have picked a better foundation. And Picola T, did you order the leis from Cindy's? I believe so. I can't remember exactly, but she's in whoever the lady was she was in Chinatown, and the leis store, I don't know if they asked what's up, but I do know that they expressed so much appreciation because it was right at the height of COVID. And so all of their weddings and all of their gatherings and all of their other stuff that they normally would be living off of, they had all been canceled. And so suddenly having this like $800 order come in was apparently like a blessing from the gods to them. So even though Andy didn't necessarily need all 800 leis, or we didn't get 800, but we did get $800 worth. He did give them away properly, and he shared gratitude. But regardless, the local business was blessed by us as well for blessing Andy with those leis. And especially since it wasn't my money, it was just like, oh, I want this one. Cost kind of didn't matter at that point because we got all of the basics. And then it was like, well, we've still got money to burn, so let's get 2 of these and a fancy one of those. And oh my. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And talking about some old school folk people here who are known for supporting Andy Bumatai, A-Ware in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you there. We are just talking about the good old days of when we all met at Andy's. And I don't know, Ann, if you were there when we got him the leis. But we were just reminiscing the episode where we got him all the leis. And it looks like let's see here, Andre gifting some more gift subs. Thank you so much, Andre. And Pacola T, yes, I saw that Vance married his longtime girlfriend. Just I think 6 or 7 months ago, not that long ago, right? And for those of you who aren't super familiar with Lance also is the one who, he's written a lot of songs for Andy, and I don't remember if, I don't know how many of you remember the old Daily Pigeon show? Vance, yeah, what did I say Lance? I meant Vance, sorry. I did say Lance, didn't I? Anyway, the shorter one, not the Daily Pigeon Live, but the shorter one that he used to produce, the theme song for that, how's it and welcome to, the Daily Pigeon Show. It's the place to be. Anyway, to let your pigeon flow. The Daily Pigeon Show with Andy Bumatai. Mahalo nui lo for you two stopping by. Anyway, he's the one who wrote that song, and he performs it way better than I do. And yes, he did write a book too, like, what is it, Where's My Left Shoe? Or something. A very cute book. I wrote to my public library to make sure that they got a copy. And I know exactly, Anne, it's like you gotta sing the whole thing. Yeah, there's a couple songs that are like that for me. And yes, Vance does write a lot of kids songs, and he did, wrote that children's book. Exactly. All right, so yes, reminiscing is what we're doing here today. But let's see here. We've got about 6 minutes left until we get our Lono listening break. So maybe we can switch gears for a second. But oh, and you love Vance's book. You bought 2, one for me and one for your niece. Nice. And Darlene, you got that book too. There you go. Yeah, I thought about getting it, but at the same time, it's like I have no kids, I have no nieces, I have no grandkids, and I have very limited space, so I didn't. But I thought about it. And yeah, Vance, Mo, Miles, Lono, just to name a few. Exactly. And let's see here. Shock, you wrote another song Andy used about getting up off your buns for the island music. That's right, he did, but I can't remember how it goes. And even if I did remember how it went, the way I would sing it, you guys probably wouldn't recognize it. So, yeah. I'm not taking the bait, Chuck. I'm not taking the bait. And where I often lose my left shoe or my right one, so it is relevant for me. She says yes. And and yeah, you go pout in the corner there. I'm not gonna do it. We already saw what happens when I get a bee in my bonnet and I need to sing a sonnet, and we're not doing it today. And that is true. Also, Picola T, the gang also got to see several legends from sports and entertainment who Andy interviewed. Yeah, you know, it really is so bizarre how close to some of these like super famous people we could get through this channel with Andy. Yeah, he was just a portal. He was just a portal. He is just a portal to awesomeness. And and let's see here. And then how can we forget James Monet, right? Thanks to Andy, I was introduced to James Monet, and I don't mean literally introduced, although that's true too, but I mean just introduced to his work, introduced to his comedy, introduced to his style, introduced to the fact that he exists. And I love James Monet. I really think he's funny. But just as a person himself, I love talking to James online every once in a while. I mean, I don't talk to him very often, but I have been known to give him some hair tips, like, because I really love his hair. Yeah, because that's me. And no, I'm not gonna rap. The only rap that I can do is the one that you already heard the first verse to, and I'm not gonna do the rest of it. But I have to say, I did look at the vocal track of that little rap that I did the other day, and holy flirkin' snit, y'all, I barely had time to take a breath. I was kind of impressed with my breath control. I will admit that. I wasn't impressed with how I carried a tune. I'm not necessarily impressed with how I even rapped, but the breath control, there you go. And yeah, E-Music, definitely, he was our portal to Hawaii, for certain. And Mariana, oh, I missed this, got through tough times together on the show too, loss of dear friends, tough life situations, betrayals. You've made such amazing friendships from this show. Now, Mariana, I'm sure you're talking about something probably more serious than this, but we got to witness one of the worst betrayals you could possibly have had happen. And we witnessed it as the Hamajang Gang. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Let me explain what I'm talking about. We got to witness what Miles did to you. When he told you to put that crack seed, the whole thing, in your mouth, that was one of the biggest betrayals you could ever have possibly had. That crack seed betrayal hit me so hard. You are a much nicer person than I am to have forgiven Miles for that betrayal. Who knew that such a warm bunch could turn on each other so quickly like that? But no, I say that, of course, knowing that it was done with love as a joke. But good Lord, man, it was it was funny to watch, okay? I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you, but I was laughing with you. I know, Shuck, I would have killed him too. No, I mean, really, like, as much as I'm laughing, it's like, seriously, though, that was a bit of a betrayal. Okay, like, a real betrayal of trust. I will never, ever trust you when it comes to food again. On the other hand, it was good for the joke. And hey, Kenny from the Cove, so good to see you here. And let's see here, Andre, it was good. I mean, how many but the real old school hip hop would know how to deliver so well? Well, it is. I find myself driving and doing that song a lot in my car, and so, you know, I've got a routine down. And Darlene, exactly what Miles did to Mariana was it was funny. It was a betrayal, but it definitely was funny. And and Prel sort of changed your life too. Oh, there you go. That's it, Rick. and lots of raids. Took me to other channels. Right, DJ John Famuina, DJ Don, not John, Don Famuina, Memory Lane, Liz KTV, Fernando Souza, Destiny Guerra, Photo Luke, of course, me, Terry, Carl, Wolfie Pack. Oh my God, Wolfie Pack, and Wolfie Pack is who we have to thank for teaching Andy how to Twitch. Isn't that amazing how it just all... And then, yeah, OG Super Vibe, Shock, and others. Precisely. Yes, that is exactly it. All right, so Pussycat has been waiting patiently. It's time for our Lono listening break, y'all. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you what we're listening to because, quite honestly, I don't remember. I mean, we were listening to something, but I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? All right. Oop, whoops, hold on. Gotta get rid of the reverb. There we go. Alrighty. So, y'all, I know that I play that song all the time. Let's try this again. I don't actually keep track of what Alono songs I play and how often I play them, but I know I play that one a lot. I can't help it. I love that song. It just flows and floats, and I flutter in the music when I hear it. It just makes me happy. And so I hope you enjoy that song as well. You can get that on Old Style 1. I believe Old Style 1 is the blue one, not the brown one, but I don't have it in front of me, so I cannot confirm. But yeah, Old Style 2004 came out. If you like that song, that is the album you want to get. And Mariana, it sounds like you like Heavy on Hawaiian Style. I hope you have that CD. But just so you know, if you do not have that CD and you haven't gotten it yet, that CD has more than just Lono on it. Lono produced that entire CD, and Lono has at least half of the songs on it his, but the other half of the songs are other people's. Kenny Roberts would be one of them, and that is where Hot Shot is gotten. And so it's a great album, but if you don't own it yet, just so you won't, just be warned, not every single performer on that album is Lono. That being said, most of them are, even if they're not credited as Lono. And you'll know the Lono songs when you hear them. If you know Lono's voice, you'll know the ones that are his songs. But there's a couple songs on there that are credited to somebody else, but it's Lono. It is Lono. The Kenny Roberts song is a Kenny Roberts song, but other songs. And then there's a song that has it's a woman's group singing. Yeah, obviously that's not Lono. But most of the other songs, they're Lono. And Pacola T, super stoked that you are here with us and your kind words. You're in your happy place, hanging out with friends on a Sunday afternoon. That is exactly beautiful. And let's see here. It's a lovely waltz tune. I don't know which, and I don't know which, let's see here. I don't know which Lono tune you're referring to as a lovely waltz tune. He has more than one. But I don't know if you, if any people know this little trick or story. One of Lono's tunes about Saint Damien of Molokai, Father Damien of Molokai, he wrote a song about him, and that particular song is featured at the wherever Father Damien's Father Damien's from Belgium, and there's a religious shrine. I don't know. I don't know what these religious buildings are called, but anyway, there's a memorial there to Saint Damien. It's got a bunch of his stuff there, and Lono's song is featured at that memorial. And there was sort of a competition to see whose song would get chosen for that honor. And Lono, being the very, very smart gentleman that he is, noted that the waltz is a very popular framework of music in that area of the world. And so he chose to write his ode to Damien in a 3/4 waltz time, because he knew that subliminally the Belgian contingent that was making the choice over whose song would be chosen would subliminally be attracted to a waltz timed song. Now, whether or not it was, Father Damien's hometown church, whatever that's officially called, that is where where Lono's music has been featured, that song. And anyway, he very much chose the 3/4 time waltz rhythm to basically as a subliminal heads up. If that's now, whether or not that's what got him in, who can say? But I do think that it was kind of brilliant of him to stack the cards in his favor. It clearly worked. And let's see here. Pacola T, it's really cool that the two Hawaiian people featured in Statuary Hall in the Capitol building in DC are Kamehameha and Father Damien. Yeah, totally. And no, Terry, I'm not going to say subliminally 10 times fast, because I'm not even sure I could say it one time fast correctly. And Mitchie Mama, okay, good. You hadn't heard that factoid. Puzzycat, you had heard that factoid. I know I've mentioned it before, but I like to just get these little Lono listening tidbits. I like to share them a little bit, and yeah. So there you go. One more little thing to put in your little Lono knowledge cap, y'all. That 3/4 waltz time. That might have been what got him in that. To win that honor. Actually, I'm sure there's more to it than just that, but I'm also sure that did not hurt. Because, the moment you become in sync with the tune, it gets in there. And let's see here. Oh, yes. Kenny from the Cove taking a deep dive into some very deep stuff. This stream is a much welcome respite from the research I've been doing. Turns out, no matter how interesting the subject you're researching is, eventually you come to the point when your brain has had enough and it just turns to fuzz. That is exactly it, Kenny. And the topic that you are researching right now, if I'm guessing correctly, is a very heavy topic. Kenny has taken a particular interest in Native American history thanks to being exposed to the voices of Native American media, etc., etc. I'm not sure exactly what prompted the interest, but it frankly doesn't really matter. He's looking into the Trail of Tears and Wounded Knee and all of the stories that we haven't necessarily been shared with us as white people. And it's a heavy topic, and so I'm super stoked that you are allowing yourself time to step away and enjoy some less heavy topics. And here we go. Andre coming in. Leuven, boy, do I know I said that wrong. Leuven, Belgium, is the site of a shrine, that's I think the word I was looking for, to Father Damien, one of the 19th century's greatest humanitarians, who devoted his life to serving lepers in Hawaii. Lepers, aka those suffering from Hansen's disease. And in 2005, Father Damien was voted De Grootste Belg. Okay, the greatest Belgian in a poll conducted by the Flemish Public Broadcasting Service. Never heard of him, neither had I, but after visiting the shrine in Leuven, Belgium, I'm most grateful has learned about his remarkable life. There you go. And Michi Mama, I wonder what info left your head to make room for that factoid. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I just maybe made something fall out of your brain by putting something new in there. And Mariana, you recently started watching 1923, the Yellowstone spinoff. Yes, OMG, the things they leave out of the history books at school. Well, that's exactly it, right? Though the winner gets to tell the story. And I've said, and if you've ever watched Photo Luke and you've ever seen the Photo Luke video that Photo Luke made for Mad Statter's show, Chatter with Statter, he has me quoting saying, it depends, history, it all depends on who's telling the story in regards to history. And I learned that at a very young age because, and I've told you guys this before and I'm going to tell it to you again, I grew up hearing about Captain Cook in Hawaii. And from my Hawaiian perspective, Captain Cook was a very awful man. There was no two sides of the story about Captain Cook. He was just bad. That's just how that worked. So much so that in my child's brain, Peter Pan's Captain Hook was just another name for Captain Cook. He was the same evil guy. Well, come 5th grade, I learned about this Captain Cook guy who's all amazing navigator, blah, 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 visited all sorts of local areas in the Puget Sound. And then in 8th grade, I hear about this same Captain Cook again, and suddenly I connect the dots and I realize this is the same Captain Cook that I thought was Captain Hook. This guy is not a good guy. So yeah, it all depends on who's telling that story. Yeah. And as Kenny just said, he is researching the Comanches in Central Texas. There we go. During the 1800s, you're cooking up a fiction story, but you want it to be historically correct. Got it. And precisely, Pecola T, history is written by the conquerors, the victors. Yes. And let's see here. Andre, on the other hand, I went to school where they taught us all the history most do not cover. One of my textbooks in high school was called The Lies My Teacher Told Me. Right, there you go. There you go. And let's see here. Yeah, so Captain Cook was up in my hood. Oh, absolutely, Mitchie Mama. Captain Cook, Captain Vancouver. Yeah, all around. Captain... Oh, I don't want to say this. Captain Cook went all over the world, and some of his maps were some of the most detailed maps that were used like hundreds of years after he died. He went everywhere. Johnny Cash wrote that song about Captain Cook. That's not true, but he might as well have. Captain Cook went everywhere, and he had really good maps. He was a really good cartographer. He really, really knew the lay of the land and the sea, the shorelines. You do realize that with my love of maps and my hatred for Captain Cook, it really pains me to say something good about him, right? But I have to admit it. He was a good map maker. He was a really good map maker. So I'll give him some credit. But yeah, there's a bunch of Captain Cook stuff named in Anchorage. Yeah, he's been all over. Yeah. He's been all over. And oh, Mitchie Mama, you just made me sad. There was a store in Lahaina that sold old maps. Honestly, you guys, this is the dumbest thing in the world, but it's so true. If I were rich enough, and I've already said this to you guys, if I'm gonna say it again, if I were rich enough, I would have a map room. You know how, like, leaders have their war room, which usually has maps? I would have a war room, only it would be just for maps. I would have globes. I would have globes that you can pull down from the ceiling. I would have so many maps. I want a map room, but I only have a 1-bedroom house. And I do want a bedroom more than I want a map room. But if I had a 2-bedroom house, I might have a map room. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And let's see here. Darlene, history is so important. I was surprised by a gift one of my daughters sent me. I'm every week working on a part of my story, my life from birth to now. Oh, reliving so many important facts, your history, your grandparents' history, and from Poland. It will take me a year of typing up sections, pages, and at the end it gets turned into a book that we share with my family. I've seen those, Darlene. I can't remember. I think they're called My Story or something like that. I've totally seen ads for those, and that actually seems like a really fantastic gift for the right person. Some people would have no interest in putting in that time, but for the people who are, I think that is one of the best family gifts she and then you can give back. And Andre, that's so funny. You slept on Captain Cook's monument. I mean the behind the chains, because some locals told us a storm was coming, and it was the highest ground there, so we camped there. I even have a picture of our tent there and me as a kid standing in front. And Andre, I think that's awesome, but technically speaking, and you know this, you were camping in England. So you can actually say that you've been camping in England, because that land technically belongs to England. I mean, just like, that square footage of minute proportions, but you were totally camping in England when you were in Hawaii. Isn't that weird to say? And let's see here. My thoughts on that guy proposing the Gulf of Mexico. Dude, seriously, I don't know, man. Do what you want, but just do something useful first. I mean, I don't really give a I think it's stupid. It's a waste of resources. It's just stupid. But you know what? Go do something stupid. As long as you can do something really good that's helpful, then go do something stupid. But until you do something that's helpful, You just are stupid. And Kenny, you've even reached out to the Comanche Nation to educate yourself. You don't want to be that white guy just making stuff up on the fly about indigenous peoples just to make a story. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's very important. Although I will say this, Kenny, and obviously I cannot speak for the Comanche community. But I don't think, chances are reaching out isn't gonna do it. You're gonna have to show up. You know, you're gonna have to ingratiate yourself to part of the community before the community shares with you. And I mean that really metaphorically. But I think you're gonna probably need to, like, you know, go visit a powwow. Go, you know, scope out community events, make your presence. I mean, you know, just be present, not necessarily make your presence known, but don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger to the community, and you'll probably get a lot better info that way. But, you know, that does take time and energy and effort and more than an email or a phone call. But for real, I think that you'll get more better info if you show up in person. And let's see here. Oh, Mariana, that's so funny you should say that, because yeah, no, he does not. So yeah, Mariana, I hope he realizes that America is more than just the US. Yeah, Mariana, not only I'm sure does he not, a lot of Americans don't. In fact, they get really offended when you point that out to people. I can't tell you how many internet arguments I've almost gotten into over that topic. I only almost didn't get into them because I chose to walk away, because there's clearly no educating the people who don't acknowledge that South America is just as much of an America as North America is, and Central America is just as much of an America as North America is, and North America is actually more than just the United States. So to use the term America only to refer to the United States is, you can see why that might cause confusion, right? No, USA is what America is. All right then, never mind. My conversation has now ended. So yeah. And just showing up at Comanche headquarters might be kind of tough, as they're all the way up in Lawton, Oklahoma. I don't doubt that, my friend, but okay. You're asking for a piece of their history. What are you gonna give in return? That's all. Just remember your place in this conversation. You're asking them for something. You're asking them for something. You should be bringing an offering to them for that knowledge. You know, there's a lot of So I hope that they reach out to you, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to take more than just a couple emails. That's all I mean. And that has nothing to do with you, dude. That is nothing. Well, I mean, you personally. It does have everything to do with you being a white man, or me being a white chick. But there you go. That's just how that is. And yeah, tobacco, always a good, food, always a good offering, you know. And I'm saying this literally quoting from Reservation Dogs. When Willie Jack went to Daniel's mother to ask her, and she's just like, well, food is a good offering, and made a gesture to the vending machines in the prison, you know, I mean. And Kenny, I think you make a damn good pie. Maybe make a pie. Good old cherry pie, apple pie, cream pie, pumpkin pie, Captain Morgan's pie, whatever pie it was you made, daiquiri pie, whatever. All those pies. All those pies. You make good pie. Bring a pie. Don't bring a tobacco pie. And let's see here. Yes, exactly, Verity. The United States is part of North America, but to refer to America as only and solely the United States, that's where people seem to not understand that that's not really the way it works. And yeah, good tobacco. Yeah, good tobacco. And Andre's putting, you should always bring gifts when meeting people. That also is true. All I'm gonna say though is, I still stand by my advice. Don't bring a tobacco pie. That I feel is I really feel confident in that. That piece of advice. Don't bring a tobacco pie. That's all. That. But you know, you guys, speaking of, yeah, sweetgrass could work. Well, and yes and no. Sweetgrass could work, but there is a proper way of harvesting the sweetgrass. And so unless you're familiar with the harvesting protocol, I would be afraid of bringing, for instance, you're not supposed, sweetgrass should never be pulled, right, from the roots. You need to cut it, because sweetgrass is the earth's hair. You don't want to pull the hair out by the root. You just want to cut it. There's just subtle little things like that. And so unless you know the proper way to harvest it, I'm not sure. It is a good, it is a great idea, actually. But I think it's, it needs to be done properly. And I totally, purchase, right. And, oh my God, Anne, you are so totally on my vibe. Okay, first up, we don't have a lot of sweetgrass out here, so for me to know what you just said, I had no idea that this was available. But exactly, properly sourced, purchased braids of sweetgrass. That was the other thing I was going to say is, I think you're supposed to braid it, but I know enough to know that I don't know, but you know enough to know that you do know. Right, exactly, yeah. Sweetgrass, another beautiful, especially if you can purchase it ethically sourced, properly prepared. Sweetgrass, never a bad thing. Tobacco, never a bad thing. Also, food, never a bad thing. Just not a tobacco pie. Right? Right. There you go. And, Kenny, how much alcohol is in a pina colada pie? Because I don't know if an alcoholic pie is a good look. If it's just not alcohol, then that's cool. And but if there's booze in it, I don't know if that's gonna be the best pie. Only because, and this I don't know, but some reservations are dry. But also it just, I don't know. I don't think I need to explain to you why I would be hesitant. Anyway, but, so, irony of ironies here. Here I am, like, telling Kenny, okay, the one you make, no alcohol, just pina colada mix. I had a feeling that was the case, but then the pina colada pie, that sounds delicious. Sounds really good, actually. Sounds really good. But, okay, so irony of all ironies, here I am telling Kenny, don't go taking from the native culture. You need to be offering things up. Blah, 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 blah. Don't just do this online. Go show up in person, right? Did we not just hear me say that? Yeah, I did. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be taking from the native culture and not going to be showing up in person. But, yeah. So I saw this clip. It was a Muckleshoot clip. It's a clip of a video made by the Muckleshoot tribe. And the Muckleshoot are up here in the Pacific Northwest, in the Salish Sea. And this is a video about a game that I have never heard of. Doesn't matter. But it's a video about a game that is quite interesting because even though every area of the US has different tribes with different tribal customs and cultures, so much so that you cannot say, oh, the Native American culture, because there is not one overriding Native American culture. There are still some things that are woven through what they call Indian country from coast to coast. And this is one of those things, and it's called the stick game. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of the stick game. I sure have not. But this video taught me a little bit about the stick game. And what I love about this video the most is the joy that all of these people have when talking about the stick game. And I don't know, it's just neat. And the stick game seems like so simple, but y'all, if you listen closely, they have teams. Like, they take this very seriously. The stick game literally was the start of the casinos in our area. It's the start of the Indian gambling and the casinos, the need for casinos. So, here we go. Let's learn about the stick game.
Stick game has a few names. Some folks call it stick game, some say slahal, some will call it hand game, depending on what tribe you're from. This is one of the things that is alive and well in all of Indian country.
We grew up with it. Our parents taught us it. We went to Montana, we go everywhere, all over the states.
I love stick game. I love to travel. I love being with the stick game family.
I've been playing since about 5 or 6 years old.
I love it. I've been playing it ever since I was a little kid.
The best part is you get to meet other people and they become part of your family also after a while. The game is more than just a game. It's like to make everybody come and see who we really are, what our team is and what we can do.
The object of the game is to guess the plain one without the stripes.
And you guess them for the white one every time. Every time you miss, if you get the stripe, that's when you lose the stick. Then I go, yeah, show them that they missed me.
You know, you need to guess good, hide good, find good hiders, and you know, that's just the way. It's a guessing game, you know, half and half. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
The side that actually has the bones in their possession, they're drumming and singing songs.
And when everybody's singing, it's like everybody starts dancing around. It was like you feel the groove. Singing songs fills your heart with joy.
So hearing these songs, it really helps me to feel better and to see just being amongst the game family is the most amazing feeling.
When the bones are hiding in their hands, you can actually see it before it's revealed. Whether you believe in that someone has the gift to actually see through someone's hands, we'll never know, but you know that it's been said that does happen from time to time. It's a gambling game, right? So they bet money, but a long time ago it was wool hats or maybe some beaded items. Nobody knows how many years this game has been played, and it was mostly done at social gatherings of tribal people from all over the place. We're talking pre-borders.
Oh, these are my sticks and bones here.
Nowadays, it's played with 11 sticks. A long time ago, they played with 21 sticks from which, and I never seen it because it was so long ago, but they say that one game can last days and weeks. Today, with 11 sticks, a game can be over in 5-10 minutes, or it can last 5 hours.
This game is about honoring how you present yourself to your people.
This game is the actual reason how we got to have casinos. Nobody knows how many years gambling's been here. So this was the way in for casinos. Who knew that what our people did hundreds of years ago was gonna help us in a way as it did in our time.
Gotta put a little style into it.
Yeah, people like money, but yeah, this is more like a culture. This is our culture that we're teaching our children, you know, to be able to do that for themselves when that time comes.
Some play stick game for just to have fun. Some play it because they've been playing since they were little kids. A lot of folks that I know, they continue that, teaching their children how to play and travel, visit different reservations. The culture has to stay alive and keep moving on.
Oops, didn't mean to give you that map, but you know, wouldn't be a show without a map, right? Right. And Mariana, your family comes from Bavaria. I remember that. And did you ever make it up to the Pacific Northwest over the Christmas holiday? I remember not last time, but one of the times you were here many months ago, you were thinking you were going to be coming up to the Pacific Northwest to see some family. I want to say they live in the Vancouver, Washington area. And I'm just wondering if next year. Okay. Next year, our in-laws came to Florida instead of this year. Okay, gotcha. Well, Mariana, I hope, Vancouver, right. Like I said, last time we talked on this subject, I really hope that you guys, when you get up here, can make a trip to Leavenworth, Washington. Leavenworth is a very, very cute town. Total old school Bavarian style German-esque thing up in the mountains. I really, really, really hope that you can do that. And when you say this year, that Lex, I mean this year, yeah, I knew what you meant. In fact, I would have been confused had you said it any other way. And let's see here, Pocola T, you'll be in Leavenworth this fall. Fantastic. I think I would prefer Leavenworth in the fall as to instead of the snow Christmas tree lighting ceremony type thing. First off, I don't like to drive in the snow if I don't have to, especially not in the mountains. Second off, way too many people go to Leavenworth over the snowy Christmas holiday. Fourth off, and most actually importantly, which should have been firstly, fall in Leavenworth is probably one of the most gorgeous places on earth you could be, I bet. When you're up in the mountains in the Pacific Northwest, it doesn't matter if it's the Cascade Mountains or the Olympic Mountains, the wonderful leaves and the colors are just phenomenal. I mean, out of this world. And yeah, you're probably going to be there now that A Ware is pointing out the Papa and the beer and pretzels. You might be there for October. I'm thinking I might want to go up in September, because I'm thinking September, early October, late September is probably when the leaves are at their peak in the Leavenworth area. And so I'm very curious as to see the town then. But let's see here. Shock, hundreds of men in leather shorts or even pants in colors from fawn to black and beautifully embroidered. The joy of my dolt in Regensburg. I don't know if I said that right. And Kenny from the Cove, how strong is the German Bavarian culture in Leavenworth? Well, oh, you're going around Labor Day before the Oktoberfest crowds? Oh, nice. Yeah, it'll be gorgeous up there at that time of year because that's, because that time of year is the worst time of year to possibly visit Western Washington. Western Washington is just awful in September. No one should come here in September. It's just the worst month ever. For those who know, no, I am being a big liar right now. And how strong is the German Bavarian culture in Leavenworth? I do not live there. I cannot speak to the local culture, but the town is known for being Little Germany. Its entire identity is German Bavarian culture. It's a tourist town. But that is what it is. So, I can't, if you want German food, you will find it there. If you want a German bakery, you will find it there. But I don't really know. As far as like living there and the whole, like, I don't think that they speak, I don't think they've got their own dialected German that the locals speak there the way the Texas Germans have or anything like that. But yeah, it's a Bavarian oriented town. And let's see here. The only deciduous rainforest in the contiguous United States. Yeah, that's on the Olympic Peninsula. Leavenworth is not on the rainforest is on the Olympic Peninsula in the Olympic Mountains. Leavenworth is in the Cascade Mountains, which is further east. The Olympic Mountains are the mountains between the ocean and Seattle. And then the Cascade Mountains are between Seattle and the rest of the country, if that makes any sense. And wasn't it recreated into a Bavarian village in the 60s after the local economy tanked? Picolati, I would not be surprised if that's the case, but I cannot answer that. But I do know that I would like to guess and say that it was not, it wasn't the 60s. It was, I think, earlier than that. And okay, Picolati, you might know this better than me. How old are the Olympic ski jumps in Leavenworth? Because Leavenworth was used for the alpine skiing, the Olympic alpine ski jump. That was where they trained. And I believe it was around that time that the town kind of became a thing. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do a whole thing on Leavenworth. But what I do know is we've got so many people telling me, stop. 2 minutes. So we're going to stop and we're going to see each other on Wednesday. And then on Saturday at Map Statter, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to watch a documentary. We're going to watch a documentary on country music. That's right. We're going to watch the first of Infinity Ken Burns country music. Ken Burns, his country music history thing. We're going to watch the first video of it. It's 2 hours long. So it'll be a long Statterbox at the cinema. We're going to cover the roots of country music on the first, the old stuff. We're not going to watch all 5 of these documentaries in a row, you guys. But I might throw in a documentary once a month or something so we can finish the series. But we're going to be watching the first of the series. So that's what we're going to be doing. And Andre, best country music documentary you've ever seen. I totally agree. I watched part of it last night and I forgot how flippin' wonderful it is. So, Andre, thank you so much for all those biddies. I'm going to say they are 800. And let's see here. There's a decent population, German population, says Mariana, in Tampa. Many are older people who immigrated during the Cold War times. Must not be doing too good, though, because there are quite a few abandoned, closed German restaurants. Right, exactly. And Speaking of which, we have an abandoned and closed German restaurant in my town, but the deli next door is still running strong with German deli meats and German candies. So if you ever come to Burien and you want to have some German deli meats or some German candies, I know where to go. All right, you guys, it's the bottom of the hour, 6:30. Time to zip, and we will see each other Wednesday, 5 p.m. West Coast time. Who knows? I feel like I might have to talk about Leavenworth, not the prison. All right, you guys, take care. Thank you, mods. Thank you, gift subscribers. Thank you, resubscribers. Thank you, chatters. Thank you, biddy givers. And thank you. All right, we'll see you later.